It's okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Silvanus Ngenene Kenja. I am the director of African Cocoa and Coffee Farmers Marketing Organization, and I was chosen by the SNB to train on market linkage. I train farmers in the Cacao plus Ayos production zone in Ayos, and then also in Konafco in the Konya area Farmers Cooperative Society in the southwest region of Cameroon.
Thank you so much. Concerning your activities, what is the one you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I have a lot of activities that I would like to share with you, but one stands out clearly. And this one is a linkage with input suppliers. You will, if you have an idea of what Cameroon cocoa farmers are going through since the liberalization of the cocoa sector, where farmers were mostly catered for by the government authorities, which was the National Produce Marketing Board, since the closure in the late 80s and early 90s, with the area of liberalization, farmers now have been left all alone to buy farm products, inputs, and then sell their cocoa on their own on a free market system. So it makes it difficult for farmers to be able to draw cost analysis and then know how much they should be able to buy inputs and then measure up to what output of cocoa production will be in order for them to strike a balance and benefit. And so our training is carrying farmers to be able to negotiate input prices with input suppliers. Last year we have a couple of input suppliers, including Fimex, Syngenta, which products are today being marketed by Arista Life Science. They are all based in Douala. Last year we tried to have a relationship with them so that they can supply to our farmers based on the conditions and criteria which we developed in the form during our training with our farmers, so that they can be able to buy in quantity, group buying of chemicals, so that in the cost of buying in group, the quantity will be high, consequently the prices will be low. So we were not able to do that effectively last year because farmers did not have physical cash to at least advance what they could in order to be able to access credit on the additional quantity of inputs. Yeah. So what we did was we also train farmers on how to raise internal income. We call it internal income mobilization. So we trained them how when they sell their cocoa this year, this ongoing season, which elapses up till August, we trained them on how when they sell, they can retain 50 francs per kilogram of cocoa. And when they retain this 50 francs per kilogram, it will give them a chunk of money, which now they will put aside to buy chemical. And this is what we are doing actually. I was in Douala with them, and we came with an agreement with Fimex. Fimex was chosen among the farmers as the best because Fimex was able to give them a price range of the different pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, and sprayers. So they were more contented with the way Fimex International, the manager, elaborated the conditions of work, beginning from price, service delivery after supply, like training in developing their capacity in best way of using inputs and responsible way of using inputs and all the like.
Did you attain your objective?
Well, we attained our objectives. One, last year we were able to bring farmers closer to input suppliers. That's one great objective because farmers were all alone in the bush and they were being tubed by in between those who buy to go and sell. And so they were buying at very exorbitant price. And so they could not measure up with what they could sell when they were selling their cocoa a kilogram. So at the end of the day, they were doing business at a loss.
So what are the lessons that you have learned from that activity?
The lessons we have learned, or I have learned from this activity, is that It has improved the farmers' ability to negotiate inputs. It has given the farmers an awareness that to increase input or output of your cocoa production, you need to use a given number of fungicide and pesticide.
So I have one last question. What are the things you do differently since you started working with SNV?
Definitely, there is a marked difference of the things, the way a change in the way I used to do things. I manage an NGO, and this NGO delivers agricultural business development services to farmers association, farmers cooperative societies. And so working with SNV has given me a new way of approach, like the local capacity building approach, where the local capacity builder becomes in the middle, and then you have the beneficiary at the end who works together, develops skills in terms of models, training models, and in terms of activities, so that the farmers themselves become part and parcel of the activity we train them. They are not like left aside and then we make decision and then just come and impose on them. But they tell us, no, this is what we think you should do. This is the way we think you should go. These are the villages, like the entry points. They said, no, these are the villages we have in this area. And we went into the bushes or into the villages and we were able to discover that farmers were more committed in those villages that were chosen by they themselves, including the village authorities. So it gives me a change of view on how to deal with farmers' issues with regards to their agricultural activities like businesses. Yeah. Is that all? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would like to say. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you too.
Have a good evening.
Yes.